the fire that sparked a storm. The Galactic Empire had grown arrogant. For centuries, their grip on the outer colonies had tightened like a vice, squeezing out resistance with advanced weaponry and psychological warfare. Humanity had long since been conquered. At least that's what the Empire believed. Their spies reported nothing but submission, labor camps, and broken spirits. But they missed one crucial fact. You can break a body, but you cannot extinguish the rage in a human mother's heart. On the desolate mining colony of Virion, two children, Elia and Kale, played outside the compound fence. The twin suns bathed the rocky ground in heat, but the children had grown used to the planet's harshness. Their laughter echoed between the abandoned or silos. It was the first real joy they'd felt in weeks. Inside the compound, their mother, Commander Riven Kalestra, known during the Human Imperial War as the Iron Widow, was deep in communication with a former operative. The Empire thought she was dead, a casualty of the final siege on Earth's Western Command. She wanted it that way. Disappearing had been her greatest mission, to raise her children away from war, hidden and safe. But fate had a cruel sense of irony. A patrol of Imperial drones passed over the colony, scanning for resource thieves. The children, unaware of a no-fly curfew, continued playing. The drones detected unauthorized motion, flagged it as a security breach, and sent a pulse to a nearby garrison. A strike team arrived within minutes. 2 life forms detected, unauthorized juveniles, possible insurgent spawn, reported the squad leader through his comm. Without hesitation, they raised their plasma rifles. When Riven sprinted outside, her heart pounding, instincts firing, she was too late. Her children's bodies lay crumpled in the red dust, smoke still rising from their clothes. The soldiers, not recognizing her, turned toward her next. She didn't run. She didn't scream. She simply looked at her children, then at the soldiers, and whispered one word. "Why?" The lead trooper sneered. "Imperial order. Eliminate non-compliant growth. Their threat. You should be grateful we." That's when a first knife struck his neck. Riven moved like a ghost. The soldier's body dropped before the others could blink. The next fell to a bone-shattering kick. The third had his helmet crushed between her boots. Within 23 seconds, the entire strike team lay motionless. Her hands shook, not from fear, but from the need to contain her wrath. She cradled Elia and Kale, kissed their foreheads, and whispered apologies through tears. Then she stood. Commander Riven Kalestra was dead no more. She would rise again, and the galaxy would tremble. The awakening of the Iron Widow. The comlink crackled to life inside an abandoned bunker buried beneath Virion 9's surface. Dust-covered screens flickered on, revealing long-dormant encryption channels. Across the stars, hidden in exile or working deep undercover, Riven's old war network began to light up. Operatives, spies, engineers, even defected xenoscientists, they all recognized the signal. The Iron Widow had awakened. The message was brief. "They killed my children. I am returning." On every known human settlement, people whispered her name. To the young, she was a myth. To the old, a memory soaked in blood and legend. To the Empire, she was a phantom from a war they believed they'd won. Meanwhile, Riven stood in her armory, silent as she opened the sealed vault. The biometric scan recognized her immediately. Gas hissed as the vault unlocked, revealing her old gear, battle-worn exo-armor, a pulse blade with her children's initials etched into the hilt, and a prototype neural rifle capable of reading enemy movements a half-second before they happened. Every item felt heavy with memory. She suited up, tying her braided hair back like she used to in war. The armor fit like a second skin, even after years. A hologram of Elia and Kale appeared on her wrist plate, a small keepsake she once discarded to forget, but now needed to remember. She set course for Zentar Prime, the Empire's regional command center. Her plan was madness. Alone, she would infiltrate a military installation guarded by legions, break through multiple defense levels, and kill every officer who had ever signed off on child elimination protocols. But madness was her specialty. En route, She received transmissions from other humans, survivors of the Purge, freedom fighters in hiding, even former enemies who had once respected her tactical mind. They offered support, weapons, intelligence. But she declined. This is personal. Landing on Zinhar Prime was suicide. But she didn't care. Disguised in a stolen Imperial ship, she made it past planetary shields, crashing into the lower spires during a storm. The damage was minimal. She planned it that way. She emerged from the wreck like a demon born of flame, cutting down the first response team before the alarms even rang. Inside the tower, officers scrambled. "She's here," one screamed. "The human general. Kill her before." His words were silenced by a blade through the wall. Riven advanced, leaving a trail of bodies in her wake. She used corridors only engineers knew, access codes long believed obsolete. The Empire had grown lazy, overconfident, and that would be their undoing. She reached the command chamber just as the planetary governor tried to flee in his personal transport. "You killed my children," she said, dragging him from his ship. "I didn't know. It was protocol. A mistake. You'll make none again." She broke his neck with a twist. As alarms blared and soldiers surrounded her, she activated a final beacon, transmitting the live footage to every human world. The Iron Widow had returned, and she would not stop. Wrath of a mother, fury of a species. The death of Zinhar Prime's governor sent ripples through the Galactic Empire. For the first time in decades, a high-ranking official had been assassinated on Imperial soil. The footage of Riven's rampage was everywhere, on mining colonies, rebel hideouts, even smuggler hubs. But what truly ignited the fire was her final message. "They killed my children. I killed them all." The video showed her eyes, red with fury, tear-stained yet unyielding. Humanity remembered. And more importantly, humanity rallied. Across the stars, hidden factions rose. Secret weapons caches were unearthed. Generations of oppression were cast aside. They didn't just see a general, they saw a mother. A mother whose pain mirrored their own. Meanwhile, Riven moved from world to world like a force of nature. She wasn't building an army. She was awakening a sleeping dragon. She infiltrated shipyards and sabotaged dreadnoughts, poisoned supply lines, and exposed war crimes to the galactic public. Her reputation became mythic. Imperial soldiers whispered legends of her appearing in shadows, striking with deadly precision, and vanishing before reinforcements arrived. She struck next at Vardo Station, where insurgent families were being detained. She freed hundreds, children included, before blowing up the facility. Survivors painted her symbol in ash, a mother holding 2 stars. In secret Empire meetings, her name became taboo. High Command issued a bounty that rivaled entire planetary budgets. But none could catch her, because she was not alone anymore. Veterans of the old war emerged, their weapons rusted but resolve strong. New rebels trained under her tactics. Even some Xeno races oppressed by the Empire pledged loyalty. They all saw her for what she was, a symbol of justice forged in grief. When she finally attacked the Imperial capital, it wasn't just with soldiers, it was with humanity itself. Skies turned red as warships pierced the orbital defenses. Drones fell from the skies like ash. The ground shook as humans marched, their chants echoing the same word. Riven. Inside the Imperial throne room, the Emperor, an ancient being who had ruled for over a century, watched as his guards were overwhelmed. "You are just one woman," he sneered. "No," Riven replied, standing before him in blood-soaked armor. "I am every mother you murdered, every child you silenced." She fired once. The Emperor's body hit the floor. The war was not over. The galaxy still smoldered with injustice. But that day, the heart of the Empire stopped beating, and humanity's heart beat louder than ever.